Hi everyone, this is the Bob Dude, and 2018 was a great year for gaming, and I played a lot of games last year. And this video, we're gonna be going over the best ones. Note that the games I mention didn't have to come out in 2018, I just happened to play them for the first time then. I won't spoil any major story stuff, but if you want to go into the games completely blind, well, I'll just put them in the description with timestamps, and just that way you can skip whichever game you don't want to know anything about. This is gonna be a really long video, so go grab a drink or some food, because we're gonna be here a while. Firewatch is one of those games that people call walking simulators. It came out in 2016 and was made by Camposanto Studios, and it is not a long game. It only takes about 6 hours to complete, which is okay because you can buy it for like €5 now, just as I did. The game's graphic style is very similar to something like Overwatch, with the cartoonish and simple look. It is gorgeous though. Firewatch is a game about a man named Henry, who's got himself a job as a fire lookout in a forest in Wyoming. As a man who's pretty much running from his past, the job is perfect for him. It's lonely, far away from almost any civilization. Henry is basically what you want him to be, as you control the decisions he makes in the intro, and have an option to choose with different type of dialogue as you speak to other characters.
You take a stab at what's wrong with me.
Fine, then can I sleep forever?
Sure, buddy. Okay, now go ahead.
Okay, you've killed 3 husbands. You're a black widow and you're just out here until the heat dies down and then you'll kill again.
You do meet another lookout in the game, your boss, Delilah. Well, kinda meet. You talk to her through a walkie-talkie. As a person, she is like Chandler from Friends, so she tries to hide her emotion with jokes and avoids talking about sore subjects overall. But she will become a lot more open, and she'll talk to you a lot more as you progress through the game and get to know her. The game's dialogue is very well written, and the voice acting is top-notch. And every time you discover something while exploring the forest, you can contact Delilah with the walkie-talkie and talk to her about what you found.
Hey, I found a structure that might have been an outhouse once, I think.
Whoa, you don't need my permission to go to the bathroom, but, you know, use abandoned shitters at your own peril.
I mean, I'm in the right area?
I do believe. The comms wire runs for quite a ways. Follow it all the way to the top of Beartooth Point, and if it's not damaged, you...
The tracks in Firewatch aren't that memorable, but they are perfect for creating atmosphere as you explore and find new secrets and new areas in the game. He said the best track of the game is Prologue. Well, it plays in the prologue of the game. In most of the tracks you can hear an acoustic guitar mixed with some synthesizer sounds. And most of them are also calm, but some of them are perfect for creating tension and stress and have this bass sound to them. For a walking simulator, this game has a lot to do in it, and you're free to explore the world as you want, and there are a bunch of secrets to discover, and these supply caches that will always have something in it, and you can collect shit from them. You can also find a fucking pet turtle and take it to your lookout station, aka home. There are some simple mechanics like vaulting and climbing and shit, but the main focus is on exploration and navigation. To find your next objective, you have a map and a compass to use, so there are no objective markers, so you're gonna be doing this a lot. Firewatch is 6 hours of perfectly created atmosphere, story and mystery. The well-delivered dialogue makes the experience even more immersive.
Used to go caving with someone back in Colorado. She loved it. Might be great to explore it sometime this summer.
Well, that could be fun. Obviously, be very careful.
It doesn't seem that dangerous. Whoa, whoa! Oh, no!
Henry!
Seriously, it's completely fine in here.
God damn it!
Subnautica is a single-player open-world survival game and was published early 2018, and it is made by Unknown Worlds Entertainment. The one thing that separates this game from most other survival titles is that the world you're in is like 99% fucking water. There are some islands, but they're actually very small and you don't have a lot to do on them. And also there's this huge crashed ship next to your spawn location that you can go on to. Yes, there is a story in this game. It's nothing special, but it does exist. And so the basic is your ship crashes into this alien planet and you're the only survivor and you have to use every possible resource you can find to make yourself a base or vehicles to go on and explore more of the planet. You can find some ancient alien architecture and use those parts to progress through the game, and you can try to figure out what exactly you can do with them. There's a fly in my room and it's making me annoying because it's flying past my fucking screen right now. Fuck off. I haven't played this part of the game too much, so I have nothing more to say about it, being the alien ancient race part thing. So yeah. And when exploring the world you can also find some recordings and text from the other crew members of the ship that were stranded somewhere else on the planet but didn't make it, and by that you can learn their stories and what actually happened to them, which is kinda cool. And the story is presented in a different way from other games, and it fits the survival open world thing very well. Because you will like receive these radio messages from the crew members. They might be old, so you might find them dead already. And I'm not gonna talk about the alien shit, how that progresses, because it's gonna spoil too much. So let's move on. The music of Subnautica is really fucking cool and it fits the game perfectly. The songs in the soundtrack are based on computer generated sounds like bass and synthesizer and some bleep loop shit. Most of the game's tracks are very chill and have this wondrous feeling to them as you explore, but some of them can be really scary and unsettling, as the game does have some scary parts as you explore deeper into the ocean. game is mostly about exploration, crafting, but your main goal is simply to get off the planet by building a spaceship. The movement feels very smooth and it controls very well as you swim and drive around the ocean. Everything in the game you have to either find or craft yourself. There is a pretty complex crafting system in the game. As you build new things, you keep unlocking new shit to make, and to make even more advanced shit, you have to find these blueprints that are scattered around the map. And they are for things like a laser cutter, a scanner, or even a submarine. And those you can use to find even more resources, to build even more things, and of course explore even deeper into the ocean. Subnautica is the best fucking survival game ever made. Fucking fight me. Yeah, it doesn't have multiplayer, but at least there is content in it. CFT. And to be honest, Subnautica is one of the scariest games I've ever played. Just the basic fear of the unknown as you go deeper into the ocean and find some pretty creepy creatures. Also, it can get pretty damn dark down there. Spider-Man is like the Arkham games, but just better, and with Spider-Man. It came out in the second half of 2018 and was made by Insomniac Games. And when I heard that the guys that made Ratchet & Clank are gonna make a Spider-Man game, I was like, oh no. But when I saw the gameplay at E3 2070, I was like, oh fuck yeah! The game's story is a pretty standard Spider-Man story, with some of the most classic Spider-Man villains, like Electro, Vulture, Doc Ock, etc. The Spider-Man of this game is a young Peter Parker who is struggling, trying to balance his life as a Spider-Man and also Peter. At least the game has a pre-murder Uncle Ben, am I right? Sorry. There's not a lot I can say about the story without spoiling too much, but you know, there's Spider-Man and he does some Spider-Man stuff. Also the voice actor of Peter is amazing, by the way. That was kind of tacked on, but I don't give a fuck.
No, you're wrong! You are everything I wanted to be! You just threw it away!
The music is possibly the weakest part of the game, to be honest. After playing like 70% of the main game, I have no memory of any songs from the game. The combat themes are a bit boring and rely too much on cliché type fast drums and violins and shit. That doesn't mean the music is bad, just not that memorable. The main theme of the game is the only one I remember to some extent. Probably because it plays in the title screen all the time. game does have a cool mechanic when you play. As you explore the city, on foot there's no music, it's just silent, you can listen to the city, people talk, reacting to, well, you being Spider-Man standing right next to them, which is kind of funny. But when you jump in the air from a rooftop or start swinging around the city, this epic orchestral music kicks in and it does sound really good in the background as you just fly across the fucking Manhattan skyline. The tracks are mostly orchestral, but in the opening cinema they did use a licensed song, which is funny, because that is possibly the best way they've used music throughout the whole game.
All units, level 4 mobilization. Location, Fisk Tower.
Fisk?
SWAT is 1084 at Fisk Tower. All units stand by. Warrant is en route.
As I said earlier, that Spider-Man is like the Arkham games, and it did get some inspiration, correct, but it does everything better except stealth. That thing is almost perfect in the Arkham games. Anyway, combat is very similar, but it relies a lot more on dodging and attacking at the right moment more than just pressing the one button, which is counterattack. As you see this pop thing icon, about to attack icon I call it, above someone's head, you just press one button and Batman kicks his ass. That was kind of boring. But in this game, that means they're about to attack, so you can try to attack them first, but you most likely will take damage anyway, but you can try to dodge or shoot them with your webs to avoid being, well, hit. You can also use your web shooters in combat, as I just said, and there are a bunch of different type of webs at your disposal, like the web bomb, the electric web, or just, you know, the regular one. You can also use things from the environment, like car doors and shelves and even other enemies to take out people. There are some simple RPG elements involved too, like leveling up, unlocking new abilities with skill points, and there's also different suits that you can unlock, and most of them have unique abilities. The movement around the city is really satisfying. It feels extremely smooth. And the fucking speed you can achieve is some fucking Sonic level shit. The only problem I have is when you jump off tall buildings and don't die as you hit the ground. Like I wish I would die IRL. It was a joke, okay? God. Spider-Man is possibly the most fun I've had playing a video game in a long time. Just because of the amazing movement and well-made combat, mixed in with the really well-written story. It feels really fucking satisfying to just roam around the city and being fucking Spider-Man, you know?
Fly inside this building right now and he's gonna kill him if we don't do something. We could fight each other, or we could
fight Lee, but not both.
Okay, so this is not an actual game, but Destiny has been basically remade with the newest expansion. The amount of the content they added, new loot, places to explore, and then it's incredible. And I'm honestly so happy to say that Destiny 2 is actually a good game. For the people who have never played Destiny, I'm gonna just try and explain the story as I'm talking to a toddler, because there's, a lot to go through. So, there is this guy who we thought was dead, and... well, he's not. And now he's bad, and let's lose some criminal boys, and kill your best friend. So now you gotta go kill him, and the bad criminal boys. And you do, but the guy was actually controlled by some kind of mean dragon boy. And the dragon was controlled by some mean god boy. So you gotta kill the dragon, and I guess the card comes by in the next DLC or something. And now, for the people who have played Destiny before, the fact that we lost our best robot friend is really sad. And it sucks. But whether we want it or not, we've stepped into a war with Cabal on Mars. No one ever talks about Destiny music. Like in their video game music videos, I've searched, I do like to watch them a lot, okay? But no one mentions this. But to be honest, this game has one of the best soundtracks ever in the history of gaming. And I'm not even almost exaggerating, like seriously. It is completely instrumental, which might be like someone like, I like to hear rap in my fucking Call of Duty or rock. Shut up. It does consist of a variety of different shit, from sad piano techno rock-ish stuff. To orchestral evidence. Personal favorite, this one, by the way. Every area you visit has their own soundtrack with multiple tracks that fit them perfectly. And every mission and boss fights have their own themes too. So, memorable music makes the moments even more memorable. The gameplay got changed drastically with Forsaken. The game got an update that increased all ability recharges and movement speed to make you feel more powerful and make the PvP more fast-paced. Ish. They even made the time to kill faster on every weapon. The weapon system got completely revamped. They changed the original 2 primaries and 1 heavy to whatever you kinda like. Like, you can have 2 primaries still and 1 heavy, or even 2 special weapons and heavy. Or the classic Destiny 1 primary, 1 special and heavy. They also added more ammo for the other weapons than just primaries. Now every time you get like in PvP, every time you get a kill with a special weapon, they drop special weapon ammo. So you can continue your kill streaks a lot better. This dramatic change made the game a lot more fun and added an actual skill cap to the game. It didn't exist in year 1. Trust me. And it made it even possible to solo kill multiple enemies and, well, carry. Like, a lot. Bungie also decided to make every weapon OP and some even broken. Of course, some weapons are better than others. There's never a complete balance. But if everything is OP, nothing is OP. Just like in Warframe, you know? Other new things that were added, like something big, are the new super abilities. Every single main class got 3 new supers. Titans got a bigger hammer and a bigger shield, and now they can roleplay as an anti-air missile if they want to. Warlocks got some healing thing, an anime super, and this I don't want to talk about Nova Warp. Fuck that shit. Hunters got some real love this expansion. They got the best PvE super in the game, the best PvP super in the game, and also they can swing their pole a bit differently to block everything. Every fucking projectile in the game is blockable now with this thing. It's amazing. One of the best new additions to the game, in my opinion, were bows. They're not the best in PvP nor PvE, but they're so much fun to use, and they handle beautifully. And if you're good with your aim, you can do some real fucking damage with them. The new areas added in Forsaken are amazing. The Tangled Shore is perfect for the Western-ish revenge story, but it has no comparison to the Dreaming City. The best patrol area in Destiny history, with huge amounts of secrets, challenges, missions, and a shit ton of more in-game content added every week. And the Dreaming City has to be the best looking place ever made in a video game. With the new expansion also came a lot of new loot. A bunch of exotics were added, and some of them with excellent hidden quests to complete. Maybe even a little bit grindy, but so, whatever. Every weapon and armor can now have random roll of perks, except the exotics of course. And that makes chasing after loot always interesting, because you never know what you're gonna get next. Destiny 2 Forsaken is the best thing that has ever happened to Destiny. Even the Taken King has nothing on it. And now that Bungie gave up on Activision, I can't wait to see what they have in store for us. Before revealing the #1 game of 2018, I gotta shout out some that didn't make it to the list and give a reason for it. I didn't include Red Dead Redemption 2, because I'm so early into that game, and it's hard to give like a proper opinion yet, but so far it has been amazing. But I cannot like do this kind of quick review about it, because I haven't completed it, so...
Listen to me. When the time comes, You gotta run and don't look back. This is over.
And the second game is God of War. Because I haven't played it. And I will, someday. I don't know when. Hopefully as soon as I can. Because that game... I mean... I don't know what to say about it. It won Game of the Year. Fucking... well fucking deserved.
So I'm a man now. Like you?
No. We are not men. We are more than that. The responsibility is far greater.
Can you kill something that big?
So, my 2018 Game of the Year is Mass Effect 2. When I got my PC, I decided to get the whole Mass Effect trilogy and finally play through them for the first time. And it was the best fucking thing I bought all damn year. But let's talk about Mass Effect 2 now. Published all the way back in 2010, and it was made by BioWare. And I had heard so many people say that Mass Effect 2 is one of the best games ever made. And if you ever get a chance, you have to play it. The story picks up 2 months after the first one, and the game starts with shepherds, meaning your fucking ship getting destroyed by an unknown alien ship, and you end up dying while trying to save your crew. And a corporation named Cerberus finds your body, and they spend 2 fucking years and a lot of money just to save you, even when you're basically brain dead. But, you know, science and shit. So you wake up and decide to help the company that saved you to try and figure out who has been abducting humans from their colonies for the past 2 years. Some of your old crew members get back with you, and you get a nice, shiny, new version of your ship. Whilst on your journey to discover who are the bad guys behind these attacks I just mentioned, you also have to hire a new crew to defeat them, and you spend most of the game doing that. Every crew member you recruit has their own backstory and a unique arc that you can explore and learn more about by talking to them and taking them along with you to your missions. All of the characters are extremely well created and especially voice acted. So they actually feel like more people than just some shitty NPCs. When you finally figure out who has been abducting the humans, you realize that the odds of beating them are really, really low. So you gotta spend the rest of the game preparing for this final suicide mission by collecting resources, upgrading your ship, your abilities, and getting new weapons and shit. As you recruit the final crew members, it is finally time to face the collectors. In their homeworld, you gotta infiltrate their base and destroy it. And the game has been building up for this final confrontation, so it's gonna be tough, and not everyone is gonna make it out alive. music of Mass Effect is one of the best in gaming. In the second game, all of the characters have their own mission with their own team, so they stand out from each other. And there's no generic combat music like in the first game, where they used these infinite loops for these missions, which was really boring and made it kind of annoying sometimes when listening to the music. But now the missions have actual tracks composed for them, which is really cool. The songs in the game are made for specific moments, and they fit them very well. Like, if I listen to the music whilst playing, I'm gonna have a really different experience from someone who just happens to listen to the music on a soundtrack from Spotify or something. I'm not sponsored by Spotify, by the way. The best tracks are easily the Love theme. This is not your cliche happy love song, but it sounds a lot more like... It sounds very tragic, and it honestly was just sad when I heard it with Jack's romance. You didn't see me do air quotes, but I did scene. Because I didn't romance anyone in Mass Effect 2 in my first playthrough. I heard this song for the first time on my second one when romancing Jack. But the best thing from this game's soundtrack is easily the suicide mission theme. As you fight through the Collector base and you know that your whole squad depends on you, and you really don't want to fuck up and let someone die. That shit is just gangsta. Mass Effect 2 refined the gameplay from the last one and made it more of a basic cover shooter and less of an RPG with just some shooter elements. The basic RPG shit is still there, like leveling up your character and squad mates, and the basic abilities you and your squad mates can use in combat. They removed the weapon overheat mechanism from the first game and replaced it with reloading and ammo. An okay change that wasn't necessary, I don't know why they did it, but it's not terrible. The cover system is a lot better than in the first game, but it's not perfect. And it can feel a little clunky at times. Mostly because, for some fucking reason, someone decided it was a good idea to put going into cover, sprinting, using and picking up objects, and vaulting over cover in the same button. The game also introduced a loyalty mechanism, where you have the ability to earn your squad mates' loyalty by completing their specific missions. The loyalty missions are completely optional, like any other side mission ever, but they are easily the best part of the game. And they've been focused on 90%. All the resources went into these, and they were like, we want to build a game around characters, but there has to be a plot, of course, and some story missions that you have to complete. Makes sense, right? The loyalty missions have all unique stories, and they add a lot to the background of these characters that you have in your crew, and you can get to know them a lot more, know more of their story. You also unlock special abilities when you earn your squad mates' loyalty. But some of them loyalty missions have to be completed in a specific way, or you won't earn your squad mates' loyalty. And you can even lose someone's loyalty at some points in the game if you end up in a fight with them or not supporting them when they really need it. Mass Effect 2 is one of the best games I've ever played. And the series in a whole is the best trilogy in the history of entertainment. Or maybe Lord of the Rings. But I'm getting sidetracked. Yeah, anyway, the fact that your decisions do carry to the other games makes the experience unique every time you play. And I also have to mention this game's cutscenes, because they look incredible. Even some simple encounters are made to look like a Hollywood blockbuster. Or nowadays Hollywood blockbusters actually look bad, so this is even better. From these simple cuts between dialogue to highlight the character's way of speaking or expression or, well, just the character overall.
Guns, not enough data, equipment, soldiers, not scientists. Yes, yes. Hired guns, maybe. Looking for someone. Yes, yes, but who?
Relax, Morton. I'm Commander Shepard, and I came here to find you. I'm on a critical mission, and I need your help.
Mission? What mission? No. Too busy. Clinic understaffed. Plague spreading too fast. Who sent you?
It's a covert and privately funded human group.
Related to plague. Doesn't affect humans. Human-centric interest. Few human groups would know me. Equipment suggests military origin. Not Alliance standard. Spectres. Not human. Terra firma too unstable. Only one option. Cerberus sent you. Unexpected.
To these long takes that make you feel like you're inside the game as shit happens, like as you were a cameraman, a guy running or a guy running around behind cover when you're getting shot at and the characters are next to you, and you just like turn your head to look to the side and you see someone else there. Also, the use of lighting and the environment are used in a way to give more effect on the dialogue or just the character who is speaking at the moment.
I am Omega.
The graphics do look better than most games nowadays, especially on PC. Console I cannot say because I never played this on consoles, but yeah. By installing just a few mods, something like high-end textures or environmental texture pops, you know, whatever, can make the game look incredible. I wouldn't want to put the whole trilogy at the #1 spot, but that would have made the video a little too long. It is pretty long now already, so I didn't want to, you know, I could make a separate video just on Mass Effect, and it would possibly be just as long as this one. So I'd say you go play them right now, and you will not be disappointed. Trust me.
Break time's over, huh?
At least we threw one hell of a party. Probably the last one.
Knock that shit off. You're gonna blow the Reapers to hell. And then you're coming back and taking me out dancing. You know, for all the shit we've been through, we've had a damn good ride.